me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm happy that you're here. Sorry about the slight technical issue. I don't know what happened there. Sometimes, very rarely, when I go to like transition into stuff, it just kind of gets a little busted. But that's okay. It simply happens. Anyway, how are
That's
you today?
technology. I'm doing pretty good. I'm very excited to be here.
Good. I am glad that you're here. So, why don't you give a short introduction here just to let everybody know who you are?
So I'm Heather. I'm a Scottish American artist. I'm autistic and ADHD, so very neurospicy. I've been making art since I was a kid, but professionally, probably close to a decade now, which is crazy to think. But yeah, so it's a little blurb about me. I'm also a mom of three kids.
Ah, that's got to be fun.
Yeah, they're all neurospicy like me too. So it's like we have an interesting household.
It be like that sometimes. Okay, as a
It really do.
neurospicy individual myself, I completely understand how households can get a little wonky. Mm.
Yep.
So you are an artist, and your primary medium is paint.
Yep. So I do oil painting and then I also do watercolor, but I've done like a little bit of everything. I've done glass blowing and oh God, what else have I done? Like scratchboard,
Oh
like
wow,
pencil graphite drawing, a lot.
that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So with all of that, what got you started with all of that?
So my very first introduction to art being a cool thing, I remember when I was like 4 or 5. My brother, my oldest brother, he was in like art classes in school, and he took this scribble that I made and he turned it into this like drawing of like a wasp bottom, like with like the upper body of like a man monster thing. And it
Oh
was my
wow.
little mind was blown. I was like, you can do that? And so from that point on, I was just like, I love art. This is cool. And so that's how I got into it. For like a really long time, I was always put in like talented music class and stuff, and I really wanted to do art. But I just never could get into art classes until high school. So,
Hmm. So then when you finally got into these art classes, was that just sort of it? Like you just kind of knew at that point this was.
so not exactly because at first I was really bad at it. And so I started in high school, and where I went to school, there was this like glass case in the hallway where all of the best art got displayed. And every time we had an assignment, none of my stuff got in. And I was like, I'm getting in this bloody case. Like, it's going to happen. And so I kept practicing. And then eventually I got in there. And then I was never not in there. So,
I mean, that has to be really rewarding being able to sort of see the fruits of your hard work and then just stick with it. Like, how did
yeah,
that feel?
pretty cool. I eventually became known as like the artsy person. I think I got voted like most artistic or something like that. Which in
Oh
hindsight,
wow.
I'm like, I probably should have gotten most autistic too. But that's I didn't get diagnosed till I was 29 though. So it's just I didn't know at the time, but yeah, I loved it. I loved the fact that I could make a drawing for somebody and they would be really touched by it and that connection. I where like I'm socially awkward, I like to do like if somebody's lost a pet or something before I like started being like a proper professional, and even now sometimes I would draw their pet for them as like a I'm sorry that you're sad and grieving sort of a thing, but like the gratitude afterwards, I've never been comfortable with it, so I just want to be like, here you go, and then run. Like, or like learning to take compliments. That's been another big challenge.
Really? Tell me more about that.
Yeah. So I just people give me compliments and I just want to be like I imagine it's like a game of tennis and somebody's like, "Oh, this is awesome." And I'm like, "You too." Like and I throw the compliment back and I just cuz it's just like I can't like just sit with it. So I'm glad that my birthday is on New Year's because people tell me happy birthday and I'm like, thanks, happy New Year's. And it just worked out really well that way.
Wait, your birthday's on New Year's?
It is, yeah.
That is so cool. First baby of the season.
That's right. I was actually the first baby born in my town. I
Really?
lost my silver spoon on a technicality. But yeah, I
How
was
so?
supposed to
How did
get
you lose it on what technicality?
So I was born in Scotland, and the hospital where I was born was a very shabby hospital. And it was so at first I was supposed to be born in Dunoon, which is the town where my family comes from. And then afterwards, I was a really big baby, so they sent my mom across the ferry, and so I was born in Greenock, but somebody had a C-section right at the stroke of midnight, so they got the escape hatch, and so they were the first one born there. And because I wasn't born on Dunoon soil, I didn't get it for Dunoon. So somewhere out there is a 32-year-old with my spoon. I think about them a lot.
You know, that is super, super duper unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would still consider it I don't think the technicality matters all that much.
Yeah, and it's also, according to Scottish lore, of which there is lots and lots, it's considered lucky to be born on the first, so that's cool. I consider myself pretty lucky.
Hang on a second. We might still be having some technical issues. Moment, please. This because it's showing us live, but it's not showing. How strange. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and try again. We might have to start completely over. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
This has never actually happened. So let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and be right back.